Hey guys, it's Russell back, and on today's video I've got a product review for you. Actually, this is almost a product long-term review. I have been using this product for a little over a year and absolutely love it. This is the Metro Vac and Blow. It's the Pro Model 83BA, and I use this thing continuously. Vacuums are a fact of life if you're going to do car detailing. That's just the way that you're going to clean a lot of the carpet and upholstery in the interior, the trunk spaces, and a whole lot of other places that you could use a vacuum. The reason that I like this canister vacuum is because this thing is powerful enough to suck spots off of a leopard. I kid you not. It's a canister type vacuum that I'm going to show you in more detail, but I wanted to show you guys the setup of how I've got it mounted. This comes in the kit. You've got a wall bracket here. I've got it into two studs here, and it just hooks on the wheels. I've got the cord here. I've got about almost 30 feet of hose, and I'll explain why this is so important in just a minute. And also I got the accessory kit. I've just got it hung up here in a nail. I'm going to get this down outside where there's a little bit better light, and I'm going to show you what I used to use detailing cars, and then I'm going to show you why I switched to the Metro Vac and Blow, and why, you know, it's possible if you're looking for a vacuum you may want to also. So let's go outside where we can see a little bit better, and I'll show you a little bit of history. Okay, so since the probably, I don't know, late 80s, this is what I've been using. This is a Craftsman 5 horsepower 16-gallon wet dry vac, and this thing is super powerful. Does a fantastic job cleaning embedded dirt, cleaning embedded grass, whatever that's in the carpet. But the problem is, as you can see, it's very bulky. The main thing that I don't like is the fact that this hose, it's a very rigid hose, it's not very long, and this thing being so awkward around a car, I've nicked and scratched more than a few doors and stuff having this around the vehicle itself. So this is not a good option for detailers. It does work in a pinch, but it's really not the best thing. This is more designed for shop type applications or places where you'd use a wet dry vac. Now some guys, some detailers, guys or girls, use the smaller Home Depot rigid wet dry vacs, and those are okay, but they still have hoses that are not really, I would say, car friendly. They're not really designed to be very long. They're not very flexible. They can scratch up the door sills and things like that. But I'm going to show you what I used to use after I kind of retired this, and what I went to next right after this, starting in the 90s. Okay, so next we've got the Hoover. I think I probably started with this vacuum in 1992 or so. Don't laugh. This thing is phenomenal for cars because it's so strong. The problem is, again, this hose that's on here, it's not very long. The attachments that are on here are really not that suited for automobiles. It does a good job. It's not as strong, obviously, as the Craftsman 5 horsepower vacuum, but it's a really good option. Back then, it was a good option. And if you have floor mats that are carpeted, just put them out here, and this does a phenomenal job without having to use the hose attachment. The problem is, being that this is a upright, is it's very unstable when you're pulling on the hose. And again, this handle right here has battle scars from plenty of car doors, and this thing has taken nosedives, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of times. And but it does a good job. And finally, when the cord itself snapped out of the unit, I just need to replace the cord. It's fine. However, you know, this, I never wanted to do interiors because both of those two options are not detailer friendly. So let's bring out the Metro Vac and let me show you why I like it so much. All right, so now we get to the MetroVac. So let me put the accessories aside real quick and let me just show you a little bit. This canister is, I don't know, maybe about 10 pounds or so. It's got wheels, so it'll roll. It's very stable because it has a low center of gravity. It has the front and the back that will detach. Okay, this side right here is where the bag is. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this out because this bag needs changing. So what you do is you just remove this like that. And this right here is just a cotton or a kind of a burlap material that just keeps more dust from exiting out here. You can use this end right here if you want to blow a car off, and if you don't have a yard blower or anything and you want to blow a car off to dry it, you can do that. So as you can see, this bag is pretty darn full, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how to put a brand new bag in here. It's very, very easy. I'm just going to grab one out of the supply right here. All right, and you've got the inlet right here, and this just slides into the burlap outer shell. All right, and that just all goes in here like that. And then this is like a ABS plastic piece that just goes into the hole there. Just line up the two clips on both sides and snap them in place just like that. So the hose to me is one of the really outstanding features. This comes in sections that just come apart like that. They're about almost 6 feet long, and I have about 30 feet worth of hose. The reason that I got so much hose is because, like I showed you before, the Hoover's broken. I use this to vacuum the inside of the house. I've got hardwood floors, so this works very, very well with that. And with the kit, you get this pole here, and then you've got this floor piece. And this doesn't work really so good on carpet. It's designed for hardwoods, which is what I have. So this is very, very, very nice. And that's part of the reason that I got the MetroVac and didn't go with just a dedicated, like a small shop vac, is because I can use this inside the house. And let me tell you, this does a fantastic job. Nothing says love more to your wife than getting her a good vacuum. Remember that. So the other reason that I like this is because at each end it's got a knurling knob where you can just turn it if you want less vacuum or not. It's got that on each piece. But the really good thing is this is very strong. It is very flexible. Okay, this will not mar your paint. That's the best thing. This will not mar at all the paint. And the two most used tools that I use are the small brush. I get the dash. And I'm going to show you all this. I get the dash. I get different areas where you would use like a hand duster, and then I'll use this corner edge piece to get in the under the seats and get the carpet and all that. But there's a lot of different pieces that they have. They've got this nice little piece that fits on there for really, really tight areas. You could even use this if you wanted to do maybe some detail work on a computer that's real dusty or something like that. And it's got other nozzles that have a smaller inlet. I don't basically use any of these other attachments. I don't feel like I really need to. If there's a small floor attachment that you can actually use, you can put on here, and you can get trunks and stuff like that really good. It concentrates the vacuum there. But I gotta tell you guys, as much as I like this vacuum, it really sucks. And I mean that in a good way. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna just show you guys, actually I've got it plugged in, I'm gonna show you guys how quiet it is. Okay. All right, this is very, very quiet vacuum. And as I said before, if you want to blow, I guess you could even blow leaves off if you were so inclined. You can hook it to the outlet, and now you've got a way to blow. I don't use that feature. I'm going to show you guys in a separate video how I actually dry the car. Everybody comments on how I don't ever have water spots on the car. I'll do a separate video on that. But suffice to say, we're going to go ahead and do some vacuuming on the Accord right now. I'm going to leave the MetroVac right here. There's no reason to drag it around the car. We've got plenty of hose to get all the way to the back if we need to. So let's do that now. All right, so I'm going to do a little demo for you. Hopefully I can kind of stay out of the camera shot a little bit, but I'm going to be using the crevice tool on the seats. Down in between, under the seat. Now if you guys have dogs or cats and you get that dog or cat hair on the seat, this will remove that hair. All right, so once I've got the seat done, I'll go ahead and do the floor mats. Then I'll switch to this tool right here. All right, so I've swapped to the brush tool here, and basically what I'm going to do is I'll get all the dash area, I'll get in the vents like this, I'll get all the plastic area, I'll get along the console, in the shift boot. This is where I really like this tool, is that it gets, and it's very, very gentle to the plastic. It will not scratch or mar it at all. So I very, very rarely ever use anything other than the brush when I'm going to do dashes. There's really nothing that I need to wipe anything down or anything like that. So let me bring you inside here a little bit so you can see if I can pick up the dust that's on the dash on the other side. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and see if you guys can pick this up. All right, again, for interior areas, this is very, very, very gentle. This is really good for the vents and all the black plastic. And again, any of the areas that have hard plastic and like that, I'll use the brush. Come back here. I really like this brush on this textured fabric that Honda uses. It's stuff will stick to it, and this takes it right off. So, all right, so back here in the trunk, I've got a tray. It's hard plastic, so I don't really ever have much back here, usually except a range bag and a target and a weightlifting belt. But you know, it's so easy just to do a quick cleanup with this. Okay, so I want to show you guys the second reason that this solidified my decision to get this vacuum over just a standard detail vacuum. If you guys have hardwood floors or areas that are hard, I mean, this does work on carpet. It's really not designed for carpet because you really need roller action on that. But I like this because you can take care of that and then immediately just pop this off, or you can, if you're like tall like me, you can just use this for dusting. And then pop the floor attachment back on and just keep on going. Now, I know that probably most of you guys could care less about the floor, but anytime, let me turn the vacuum off. Anytime that you can have a product that you can use in different areas of your life, I think that just adds value to it. And this is just one of those things that it just works for me. And guys, I'm going to tell you what I don't like about the vacuum. Right, nothing. There's very few pieces of equipment that I can say that, there's always pros and cons. And there is nothing I don't like about this vacuum. I don't know if Metrovac makes a bigger one, but if they had a little bit bigger one, maybe I'd get a larger one. But it will clean the inside of that car quickly. You won't be fighting with the hoses. The attachments are very easy on the materials inside of the car. They don't scratch or mar. This is just a fantastic piece of equipment, and I wish I had done this review a little earlier, but I've used it a year, so I've gotten to know it very well, and I've got to tell you that it is a fantastic piece of equipment to add to your arsenal at home. So guys, I appreciate the videos and the support to the channel, and I will see you guys on the next video.